Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? Or tonight, I guess I should say. It's already pretty dark out. I'm still sick, as you can see, but apparently it's gotten a little worse. I've been coughing a lot more than usual. So that's a problem. Would you guys believe me if I told you that I actually got bronchitis one time? Yeah, I think it started around harvest days. I remember, I think me and mom were walking around, sort of, shopping a bit, uh, and I just started coughing a lot more than usual. At first I didn't think nothing of it because, well, the weather was changing and, well, I just thought my chest felt extra itchy that night. But then the next the next few days, I was coughing more than usual, and my mom actually took me to a doctor, and that's when I was diagnosed. They checked me out, and I was diagnosed with bronchitis, which is basically mucus built up in the lungs, which causes like severe coughing. And yeah, ever since COVID, ever since COVID ended, bronchitis has been spread around like wildfire. I think Josh had it, my mom had it, and now I just got it. So yeah, it's sort of spreading through my family. I ended up taking steroids 2 times a day for about a week or so, I think. They tasted awful. And what made it worse is that they were one of those pills that I had to swallow whole. Have you guys ever had those pills? I'm assuming if some of you have had bronchitis before, then, well, you probably know how it feels. But it was god awful. Like, I got the first pill, like, I could sometimes get them down, but sometimes, one time, the pill just refused to go down my throat. Like, it's not just a matter of willpower, but it just would not go down because I'm so used to chewing my food before swallowing. So, I guess my throat is just not used to it. So, naturally, my throat muscles retract, and it prevents the pill from going down. And the taste, oh, God. It was so bad, even thinking about it makes me gag. Yeah, that's how bad the taste was. I ended up having to spit out the pill, and my mom tried putting the pill in my drinks, but it ended up making my drinks taste bad. So eventually I tried the swallowing pill hole method again, and it worked. My throat wasn't being as much of a crap hat as it was. I think I only had trouble swallowing the pill one more time before I just eventually got used to it, and I stopped taking the pills, but I was still coughing badly for a few days afterwards. It takes a while for the pills to set in, so yeah, but my coughs are gone. Well, they were, but now they're back, and I'm afraid I might be getting bronchitis again. Though highly unlikely, because I was coughing, like every few minutes I was coughing. But now, I'm not coughing as much. I think every hour or so, or every half hour I start coughing. So, yeah, that was something I had to deal with. So that's basically what my coughing problems were reminding me of, so. And as you can see, my voice still sounds like utter garbage. That's how sick I am. Yeah, the fact that I'm able to record these vlogs at all while I'm sick is just a miracle. But, yeah, moving the rambling part aside, I'm going to be telling you the rest of Spinell's story in today's vlog. I said in my in my last video, after rambling on about how Steven Universe Future failed Spinel for like almost half an hour, I told a bit of Spinel's story, and we left off where Spinel's sisters showed her Mako Island, and that was pretty much it. So now we left off after that. There shouldn't be too much left, but yeah. So yeah. Spinel's sister showed her golden tail. Mako Island. And needless to say, Spinel was fascinated. Spinel was in awe about how the island looked, because the island was so peaceful and colorful, and she knew that they had to visit. All right, she had to come here more often, and so she and her sisters hopped back through the portal to tell Steven about the news. And to tell Steven and Connie and all the rest of her friends about this new world that they can visit. If only Spinel knew what she would walk into when she came back. The moment she walked back, her world. Oh, first of all, she noticed how the sky looked darker than usual. And it was almost red. Well, first, she could smell something. It smelled like smoke. And then she looked in the distance and saw smoke rising out to the sky. Spinel began to panic, because she knew immediately where that smoke was coming from. It was coming from the Diamond's Palace. Spinel immediately ran toward the direction of the smoke, followed by the rest of her sisters. And when she got back, she was horrified. The entire palace was completely engulfed in flames. And the diamonds, they were dead. Completely smashed to pieces. And Jack, in his dragon form, standing over them. Of course, at that time, Spinel didn't even know who the creature was, or even why he was doing any of this. But the only thing she knew was that the diamonds were dead. That was the only thing that she could think about. Or rather, she couldn't think of anything at all. She was horrified. And that's what, for you see, Jack got this habit of invading other dimensions, other planes of reality, attacking their homes, killing their residents, and then submitting their survivors as prisoners in his blood house, which I'll go over in another vlog. But Homeworld, which is what Spinel's realm is called, in case you guys don't remember, just happens to be one of the unlucky ones, because Jack was attacking it. And like all the other dimensions, he killed everybody within it, along with the rest of his comrades, Christina and Chrissy included. They hunted its residents down one by one, murdering them on the spot in all sorts of gruesome ways. Ways that could possibly compare to corpses of World War I, in the trenches. Or maybe even World War II, if World War II is brutal enough. But anyways, the diamonds were the first to go. Jack was searching for the most powerful targets. That's his method. Whenever he invades a dimension, he always goes after the stronger inhabitants first, so that no one else can stand in their way. No one else can stand in their way. The diamonds, the crystal gems, fought with all their might, with any sort of power available to them, but they just weren't strong enough. And they were outnumbered, for Jack also had the power to manifest these terrifying creatures, silhouette children. Like, I think they're some kind of black children who are all black with no noticeable features other than these white pupilless eyes, with the ability to shapeshift into terrifying monsters that could kill anybody on sight. And with these creatures, the crystal gems were immediately outnumbered. Killed off. Pearl, garnet, amethyst. Every last one of them. Not even Steven was able to beat him. And soon he got killed off too. Spinel saw everything happen, horrified. Even Connie was killed off by Jack, along with her mother and all the other patients at her Homeworld Hospital. Or at least almost all of them. Some of the less, like with all the other dimensions, some of the less weaker ones at the hospital, along with the surviving residents who seemed strong enough, were soon taken away as prisoners. Spinel managed to stay hidden, though. Her and her sisters. And so they escaped. And what would be the first place they would settle into, other than Mako? And there they begun their new lives. Or at least they tried to. Spinel was too indulged in her grief, watching Steven die, to really function properly. Then, one day, Jack found her. A bear was attacking Spinel that day. He would have killed her had Jack not jumped in and saved her, quote unquote. And after fending off the bear, Jack requested Spinel to join alongside him, and that he could keep her and her sister safe. Spinel undoubtedly grateful, immediately agreed. For Spinel can't recognize the name. It doesn't really know or can't recognize the looks or even remember the name of the attacker that killed her friends and destroyed her home. And that was her biggest mistake. Jack, he started ordering her to kill people. And Spinel was too afraid to back down, knowing her and her sisters might get hurt. She didn't kill a lot. And sooner or later, she confronted Jack, saying that she no longer wanted to be a part of his plans. Then she walked off. But before she could take another step, Jack attacked her. They had this long battle, but eventually Jack got the upper hand, slashing straight across her gem, nearly destroying it, and weakening Spinel. Spinel was nearly dead. She dragged herself away from the battle to the main city, where she pulled herself into a dark alleyway. Well, it wasn't really dark. It was broad daylight. There was a lot of sunlight. It was also July when the incident occurred. The hottest month of the year. So naturally, Spinel was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She would have been killed. A creature named Coda found her and saved her, patching her up, and then carried her to Golden Tail, the main group of the story. That's when Golden Tail first met her. She was heavily injured. Luckily, Golden Tail's nice enough to let her rest with them. But naturally, Spinel was very cold and distant towards them. At that moment, she was separated from the rest of her sisters, whom all assumed Jack killed Spinel, not knowing at all that she's still alive. But over time, one night Spinel met Chrissy. What I kind of mistaken when I said that Chrissy joined in when Jack attacked Spinel's world. For Chrissy had not turned evil yet, so that was my bad. Continuity error. But yeah, Chrissy was actually on Golden Tail's side at that point. So one night, Spinel met Chrissy. Naturally, Spinel was a bit cold towards her at first, but after a bit of talking, they soon grew close and became friends. She started opening up a little more to everybody, actually. Eventually, her wounds were healed and her bandages were taken off. And over time, Spinel started warming it up more and more, to the point where she was almost her old self again. how Chrissy turned on her. You see, Chrissy never cared for Golden Tail. She was pretending to be a good person, even giving the crew advice on how to deal with Jack's constant torment towards them and his insults. But Chrissy was only pretending, all for the attention. And at that point, a new character, Lydia, joined Golden Tail. And when Chrissy stopped getting as much attention, she knew she didn't belong there anymore, and so she joined Jack. Chrissy became more and more snappy towards Golden Tail, and Golden Tail suspected that this snappy attitude, because Golden Tail's tried to ask him if it was wrong, but she would always snap at them and then walk away. Even Spinel tried to calm Chrissy down, but she failed too. Eventually, one day, which one was it? Eventually, Angel, another Golden Tail member, saw Chrissy training with Jack and immediately told the others about it. And they talked about kicking Chrissy out because of this. And Chrissy became furious when she found out that her plans are finally discovered. On her way to Jack, Spinel followed her, as she hadn't heard about the news about Chrissy training with Jack behind her back. But this time, when Spinel asked her with Chrissy what was going on, letting her know that she was there for her whenever she was ready to talk to her, Chrissy snapped, grabbed a large tree branch, and beat Spinel. Hit her very hard in the face, at least 5 times. Luckily, she didn't grow as weak, as Chrissy didn't aim for her gem, only really aiming for her face and neck. And Spinel was heartbroken. And what made it worse, after the beating, Spinel spilled the beans to Spinel. Told her every one of her plans. Told her how Chrissy told her that she was only using her, that she never cared for her or loved her, and that she was using Golden Tail, basically. And that she was going to join Jack because Jack was the only person who actually gave her attention. Calling Spinel horrible names, telling her horrible stuff about Steven's death, her home being destroyed, how evil Spinel was back then. Before Chrissy walked away, leaving Spinel heartbroken. Then the others found her, seeing Spinel crying, her face heavily bruised. And Spinel broke down, telling everybody what Chrissy had done to her, and naturally the others were shocked. not shocked at the fact that Chrissy turned evil. They knew that out the moment they found, and the moment Angel told them about Chrissy trading with Jack behind their backs. They were shocked because Chrissy was Chrissy was Spinell's best friend, and they generally thought that she cared about her. Spinell cared about Chrissy. She had done so much for her, too. Lydia immediately felt bad for her, and her, along with the others, tried to comfort her as best she can. After that, Spinell grew back to her cold, untrusting self all over again, snapping at anybody who tried to, well, help her. She even attacked Lydia one time, pretty badly too, to the point where she had to be admitted to the hospital. But over time, like with Chrissy, Spinell started opening up a little bit more as her grief for Chrissy passed. And now, Lydia and Chrissy are best friends. For Lydia wasn't using Spinell. She would never use anybody. Unlike Chrissy, Lydia generally wanted to be friends with Spinell because she cared about her and felt bad when Chrissy betrayed her. Lydia Spinell basically been betrayed 3 times now. First by Pink, then by the Diamonds, and now by Chrissy too. She was in a bad place before she met Lydia. But what she did, it was all worth it. They're good friends. Almost like sisters. And Spinell keeps growing into a stronger and stronger person every day. She really has been through a lot. Even more than she has in the canon movie in Steven Universe Future. So, yeah, that is currently Spinell's story. Lydia eventually helped Spinell. I forgot her story. I forgot to mention Spinell's sisters. So, Lydia, along with some of her other friends, met some of Spinell's sisters, and Lydia helped Spinell reunite with them. They were so happy with each other and to see each other again, they cried tears of joy. So, after all, her sisters thought Spinell was dead, that Jack killed her when she confronted him that day. But now she's actually alive. And rest assured, they were really happy. And proud of all she accomplished, no doubt. She may be just a character, I know, but I'm proud of her too, you know? I'm very proud. So, yeah, that is currently Spinell's story. At least my version. I know, and by the way, I'm not trying to claim rights over Spinell or her creators. Full credit to them. It's just my story. It's probably not true, but to me it is. So that's all that matters. I mean, it's just a story. So yeah, I hope you guys liked Spinel's story. And, I know a lot of you enjoy Spinel and love her just as much as I do. She's my favorite character in the whole Steven Universe fandom. Literally, the main characters are not better than her. She's my girl, and I really like her a lot. And a lot of you guys might also really like Spinel, which is the reason why I'm sharing this story. And I hope I can share some more stories with you guys in the future. So yeah, that'll be the end of today's vlog. And tomorrow's vlog, I'm gonna tell you the story about Jack's Bloodhouse. And basically all that has happened. And yeah. So I look forward to that. And by the way, before I go, a little reminder. Eclipse live stream will be April 1st, Friday. It will be Friday, April 4th. I don't know why I said April 1st. Today is April 1st. So Friday, April 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eclipse will come in a live stream to say hello to you guys. Get excited. I never thought that we reached, as of right now, I've reached 34 subscribers. And that's insane. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to this channel. It means a lot to me that you guys give me a lot of support, even though I'm new. So yeah, I hope you guys like my videos, and look forward to Friday's live stream. I am so excited for Eclipse to finally meet you guys. Eclipse has been dying to meet you all, and it's gonna be a blast. So yeah, Friday, April 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eclipse will come for a live stream. But until then, bye everybody.